Deconstruction.
What's up, everybody? It's Hard Deconstruction with a host Comp,
Spiky Titma,
as well as
Thea.
Thea is from the website horrorharbor.tumblr.com, where you can find her amazing and fantastical posts about horror and horror.
and near Toronto.
Yeah, Canada, eh? So, what are we covering right now, guys? This is what double twat. What is double twat referencing?
Oh, it's referencing the double twats of the twins.
I meant American Horror Story
They
Freak
only have
Show.
one.
But yes, very good. Oh, that's true. You're right. But does it have two? No, it's you're right. It is one twat. But how disgusting!
Yeah,
Oh
you know
God.
what? Maybe in my mind I wish they had two twats, and I just can't wrap my head around the fact that they don't.
That's so gross. Why don't you guys grow penises? That's way sexier, right, Thea? Anyway, so what are we covering in the? We
You
already.
know what? Penises aren't nearly as sexy. Hey, we never found out what the deal was with that guy's penis.
He had a giant penis.
The evil Hollywood guy that was stealing.
It was, yeah, we did. It's just really big.
He had a big.
Was that all it was?
That's
Didn't-
it.
didn't
It's
you-
just
Exclusively
really,
said
really
that?
big.
Didn't you hear the sound effect of him jerking his penis off in front of, whatever his face is, and you heard that? It sounded
Yeah,
like.
they didn't exclusively say, "Oh, it's really big."
No, I
They
think
did
it.
it like yeah, they did. They did it like twice with his boyfriend.
Yeah, like the first guy, the guy
It
in
was
the.
like, look how big it is.
He was like. He was like he was dressed up in a Viking costume, and he was like Jesus Christ, because either he had to sit on it or suck on it. So I think he had to like.
Is his name Stanley?
And
Yeah, his name is Stanley. His name
Okay,
is
so Stanley was a very bad guy.
Or Richard Spencer. Richard
Right.
Spencer. Or
Richard Spencer is his actual name, I think.
So what?
No, Stanley's his real name. Richard Spencer.
Damn it.
is his last name.
I can see into the future that people have already stopped listening to this episode.
People love this episode because we are so informed.
We're doing really in-depth character studies of who's got what name.
And I want to know all
Okay.
about the penises.
So what
Right.
happens? Where did we leave off in the last episode that we reviewed? Because we kind of just didn't do any more episode reviews and waited till the end because,
I feel like we should just talk about
yeah.
what we thought of the overall season, then rather than specific episodes, because this kind of show is not really mattering about a specific episode.
Man, the English is good in this episode. So
I
Danny,
know.
tell us about your feelings on
practiced.
this season of American Horror Story Freak Show. Did it go anywhere for you? Were the characters interesting? Were
Talking to me or Thea?
I said Danny, so I would assume Thea. No, you, Danny. Please talk.
You know, this season, as all other seasons, is all over the place and has many flaws.
Mhm.
But I did enjoy it
Okay, why?
because it did feel a little more coherent than the other seasons. Like, it attempted to stay on track. It just, of course, did not fulfill its obligations with a lot of the plot lines, as always. But it's okay. They did have one character throughout the whole thing that I loved, and that was Dandy.
What do you mean the obligations to the plot? What do you think they just kind of cut them off? That's what I felt on certain
Well, they
plots, but
start all these storylines,
Mhm.
and then they don't do it, or I can't. They just
Was it
never,
because you-
fulfill what they
oh,
promised.
okay. Was it you were expecting more for character arcs, or just kind of just cut them off before it happens?
I was expecting more for multiple things, I don't know, but they did kind of fulfill it in this. Like, they did follow up with that freak show idea, but then they're just gonna kill off every character in 2 episodes.
I think that's probably the biggest sin of this season. But Thea, let's go with you. What did you think overall of this season so far? What are well, same questions with Danny. What's going on?
Well, I feel like he did, Ryan Murphy created too many characters, like he usually does,
Okay.
and didn't know how to follow through with them, so instead he just killed most of them off.
Exactly.
I think I
Like,
think
I think it was just kind of abrupt for end for a lot of the characters.
What's his face? That girl that beats the shit out of Jimmy in real life.
His
and
girlfriend,
She was helping, the bad guy Richard.
Emily
Like,
is it Emily
she
Emily
just
Roberts?
died,
Emily Roberts.
in one episode randomly. Why? She could have been a cool thing.
The big thing that people will notice in American Horror Story, whenever somebody does something really nice or they show some sort of character growth, they're dead by that episode or by the next episode. Because
Right.
Emma Roberts' character, who was like a swindler, she was working with Stanley. she felt really bad about her plan of her ruse that she worked with Stanley. So, which led to Jimmy getting his hands chopped off, which I was surprised that they actually did it. I thought they had fake hands chopped off, but then they really did have his hands chopped off.
I'm surprised he even let him live instead of just chopping off his hands.
Yeah, I don't know what the point is of letting him live in the first place. Just doesn't make any sense. But anyway,
False hope.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, maybe he's also bottling their emotions.
No, you know what it was? It was they needed an excuse to bring back the guy that made Elsa's legs.
Yeah, that's
Oh, right.
true. Ugh.
And his character was so, like, unimportant.
Boy, oh boy, how was his exit? Oh, I'm glad to see you again. By the way, I got cancer. I'm gonna die. Goodbye.
Oh my
And he
God.
should have just walked
So
away.
bye. So
He
this
should
was
have.
a great reunion.
He should have just like put on glasses and said, "I have to go back to my planet," and then just like pull his animation cell out of the screen like
Or
fucking
he
that
pulls
dog
out
from
an
The
axe
Simpsons.
and he turns into the Axeman again.
That's what a lot of people were really hoping that this truly mixed with season 2, because
they did have a connection though.
They were like-
They had a couple, yeah.
they did, but
Wait, a
they
couple?
did.
I only caught the one with Asylum.
But they were like
Oh, yeah, there were two with Asylum.
there were
Well,
these.
just the Pinhead girl, right?
Yeah.
No, and also
they showed Hans Gruber in a flashback
the German Nazi crazy scientist that was fucking everything
because
up
he
in
was
season
one of the
2.
doctors that was involved in.
Oh,
He was the
really?
one
I
that-
didn't even catch that. Right?
that
Yeah,
was
he's
also-
he's the one that Axeman kills.
There was also
I
James.
call him Axeman, even though he's not Axeman.
I didn't even catch that. That's awesome.
What do you mean Axeman kills?
When what's his face, the German guy that makes the legs.
Yes.
When he goes back and kills the head, or tries to kill the head of
Oh, right.
that whole
Yeah, that's
ring
what I
that was
mean.
making those videos, that's Hans Gruber.
Yeah,
You know what?
because
I remember the scene. I just didn't even like recognize him or something.
he's played by
It's
James.
actually, they got his son
Yeah.
to play. They got James Cromwell's son to play his younger self.
But
Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah, because he's younger.
But people were really trying to link both shows up. They were like, "Oh, maybe Elsa is actually whatever the sister that she played in the second season. That she just got into a car accident, was able to change her whole like accent."
And she lost her German accent.
Yeah, bullshit. Although have you ever heard that about the people who have like head injuries and they wake up speaking with a different accent?
No, I think that Elsa is like her very similar looking idol.
Yeah, no, because she's on TV at the same. She's like the most famous person on TV, but the nun would have never seen that character, of course, because she's in a church. Nobody would ever notice these people that look exactly like them, right? Like whatever.
Right.
So, what were the character arcs?
That's just something we'll have to forgive. You can't control that.
What were the character arcs for Bet and Dot Tatler? Do you think they went anywhere, or they were just kind of like, meh?
I was kind of disappointed with what they did with them, because they made it like the last few episodes was just like them trying to get laid.
Yeah,
Right.
that was it. And I
But
do.
It was kind of disappointing.
Well, when you have two heads, you gotta figure like
Gotta
it's not
figure
like
it
they've
out.
never been laid. Like
No, they hadn't been. That's why they were.
They were
trying to
virgins,
figure it
yeah.
out, I guess.
right. Do you think that they had two cherries to pop or only one?
Oh lordy. No, I think they only
Two
had one.
spiritual cherries. I
They
suppose.
they had didn't they but they were sharing something and they had two kidneys, right? Or two. Well, everybody has two. My science is off. What do we have
Now,
to?
if one of them orgasms, does both of them orgasm like
Yes.
automatically?
They talked about that too.
Yeah, remember
But
one.
what if like one is way more horny than the other? I guess it can't work. They both have to be equally horny, right?
Well, I think what they said is like one of them can sort of turn it off, like they can put themselves in their minds like in a different place, so they aren't really there.
There is a real
But
life
they do feel it.
two-headed,
Because
The
there's a
two-headed
real-life
girl, yeah, we
two-headed,
spoke about it.
Siamese twin, and one of them has a boyfriend. My friend, I refused to watch the special, but my friend watched it, and he was telling me that like it was showing like how one of them has a boyfriend, the other one kind of just like turns her mind off. when
Danny's
it's happening.
disgusted with
Right.
people with abnormalities. He hates if they're not white.
I'm not
and
it's-
straight,
No, it's just
he
like
just has a
I don't
problem
know.
with
It
them.
freaks me out. It's not like I'm mean. I'm not mean.
Yes, you're
I just
mean.
can't. I don't know. It bothers me.
Just that you're physically repulsed by people that are not like you. It's pretty bad. It's very fucked
No,
up.
it's just no. I'm not
no, it's
repulsed.
just an odd situation. I think.
It's just I don't know. Like I would be scared if I saw that. I wouldn't have
I would
sex.
be scared if I saw.
I wouldn't have sex with her. I wouldn't. But I would be
You're a
nice to
lying
her. I
sack
would
of
never
shit.
be mean.
but then you would talk behind her back, like you would make horrified faces and shit. Anyway, Neil Patrick Harris was Chester Krebs, who shows up and takes the girls' virginities. I thought he did really well on the. It felt like
fine, but the character did nothing for me.
Yeah, he was there to just because it was Neil Patrick Harris, basically, and he had.
I did like his character's thing. I just wish that that's like one of those examples of how this show like develops a cool idea.
Right, they just throw him in at the last minute and then kill him. Well, they just get rid of him almost immediately.
Yeah. Do you think he got arrested or not? Right?
What happens to him?
Yeah, you don't know if he gets arrested or anything.
But they should have followed up with him or brought him in earlier and had him in like 4 episodes instead of only 2.
Because there was a fun little cameo by the actress who played
Addie, I think.
What's
her
that?
Name was in the first season.
Nan.
She was Addie in the first season.
She was Nan in the 3rd season of Coven, and
yeah, she was great as the Marjorie. Marjorie. Yeah,
was great.
She's great, and I wish she would get like a bigger role in the season again because like in the first season they killed her off too quick too.
Well, I'd never seen that one still, so I didn't even know.
Yeah, and they killed her off in the
3rd
season, like kind of like how they killed off characters in this one, where there was no resolution to her. They were like, "You're dead now." Oh, okay. I didn't like this place anyway, and then she just kind of I don't know what voice I was doing right there, but she was she was kind of did anybody else notice that editing, like they never spoke on screen at the same time? Maybe that's because she has a certain disposition in her acting, but it kind of seemed like they never.
She's not a real person. She's a ventriloquist doll, so they can't speak at the same time.
I really thought you were going to say something really bad right now about the actress herself.
No, I'm being serious.
But anyway, I think they brought in Neil Patrick Harris just to kind of have a little fire, and I'm sure he enjoys parties with Ryan Murphy and stuff like that. He was good. I actually thought he kind of brought some life into the season for whatever small moment he had in the show.
For the end, yeah.
But
they killed off like the best character too early, which is the bearded lady.
Yeah, she's great.
And the clown.
God damn, what
stupid. The clown was great, but I didn't mind that because I thought it was actually cool. That
it was okay. It probably was his time to go, and if he had stayed too long, then it would have felt drawn out, maybe.
Yeah, he felt like
basically just a mindless killing machine. But Dandy is awesome. I like him a lot.
He felt sort of like a. I can literally hear a train with this microphone. Listen to this. You can't hear that, can you guys? It's so horrifying.
It doesn't matter. No one cares. No one listens.
If anybody rehears this episode, it sounds like hell. Yes, very good.
It's creating an ambience.
Let's all do the rest of this episode in ASMR. So anyway, this these people kill each other. No, but Danny tingled. So anyway, Ben.Tatler, what pissed me off at the ending of them, so we're just gonna go through each character's ending and see how we thought about it. And Ben. Marry Jimmy Darling with his wooden hands, which gives their twat a splinter, I assume. Their double twat a splinter. They didn't tell him that Elsa killed his mom, and they were just kind of happy with living with him. What?
Maybe he did know.
No, there's no way he would have known.
I assume Three Boobs told him at some point.
Yeah, but he was watching the TV laughing and shit. He's watching TV, watching this woman who killed his mother, and he's like, "Oh, she's on TV. Oh man, this is pretty great."
I thought they were all gonna come back and kill her too.
That would make sense. I almost pictured those wooden hands wrapping around her neck or something, but then I realized they're gonna bring back that fucking goofball magician wizard Edred Mordrake, that useless piece of shit.
Flipped it around. In the last season, she went to hell, and this one she goes to heaven.
She didn't deserve it. She's a piece of shit. She's garbage. But anyway.
She wasn't fully bad. She is good.
She was pretty fully bad.
She was a bad person.
No, she
yes,
did.
She was.
She did genuinely care for them. She was crying when she found out they died. Like, she does care.
Yeah, but which part was acting and which part was real? Like, the only person she kind of cared about was
Ma Petite,
Ma
maybe, right? Yeah.
She cared about the pinhead.
Kind of, but she still, sold her off.
She sold her off, but she cared about her.
What'd you guys think about Jimmy Darling's act? His whole arc.
I like him.
I hated him. I thought he was so fucking annoying.
I don't know. I think he just didn't do anything for me because he is just kind of also playing the same character each season. To me,
Jimmy Darling, I don't think his arc meant anything. He was just there to feel. There was supposed to be some sort of thing with him and the twins, and he ends up with that certainly larger woman, and also with